We are one day closer to the showdown, where Donald Trump gets his chance to show how much smarter and prepared he is to lead America, and where those who have made politics their life's work lie in wait yearning for the chance to tell the Donald, you're not even hired. Some of those in the Republican presidential debate would be wise to listen up where we go from here. But as the opponents get ready for the Donald, will Donald and others tune up against Jeb Bush with a new story about something as seemingly innocuous as charter schools? Our guest is host of Agenda on SiriusXM and one who understands the inner workings of Washington and beyond, Ari Rabin-Havt, joined by GOP communication strategist with the Victory Group, Adam Goodman. Gentlemen, thanks so much for being here. Ari, I'm going to start with you. And your article, which we read just yesterday, talked about the company you keep. Why is Jeb Bush cozy with a discredited charter school mill? Why is this such a big story, and could his opponents use this against him in the debate?
Look, for me, this is actually a story not about politics, but about policy, right? K-12 Incorporated is a corporation that has roundly been criticized. They're a for-profit public charter school company. So that means public dollars are transferred to them to manage for-profit, what's known as virtual schools, meaning the kids go online. Every time this has been reviewed from states like Tennessee down the line, their education practices, their pedagogical practices have been found to be poor. Yet Jeb Bush, through his foundation, was a consistent backer of their work. That speaks to really poor policy choices for a candidate who has made education one of his principal issues since leaving the governor's mansion.
Adam, let me get to you then with regard to the debate. And let's take Jeb Bush first. Is this something that you think that the opponents in the debate should make hay on now or wait until later? Just get the first one out of the way.
Jeb Bush would like nothing better than to have a conversation about education and education reform with every person on the debate stage or any person in America. He dramatically changed the direction in Florida when he was governor. I don't think there's any dispute with the fact that when he passed the A+ reforms, that school performance went up dramatically, especially for minorities. And so the track record is there, and it kind of speaks for itself. In terms of this particular issue, I leave it certainly to Jeb and his team to address. But the foundation, which was the recipient of this support, has done amazingly important things in advancing the ball in a system where our K-12 education ed is horribly off kilter. We continue to go down the world rankings. We've got to do better there. And so, as an issue for Jeb Bush, bring it on.
So, Adam, let me stay with you, and I'm going to turn to Donald Trump here for a moment. All right, everybody is talking about the Donald when it comes down to the debate itself. Could not the biggest mistake some of his opponents make would be to try to drill him, to get him angry? I mean, you've got to be very careful with a guy like Donald Trump because he is so popular right now. You don't want to come off as being the bad guy, yet you do want to expose him.
Right now, the debate on August 6th in Cleveland should be renamed the Donald Trump story, starring Donald Trump and the 9 Apprentices. I mean, that's basically what we're looking at. And you're right, you have to be careful. But I think that Donald Trump will be engaged in that debate. If I'm advising any of the other 9 candidates, 9 apprentices, on stage that day, you have to, to some degree, engage Donald Trump. He is the story. And if you look for maybe the prime character to do that, if you had to select one of the 9 who temperamentally maybe is in best position to create some viral marvels on the internet, it probably is Chris Christie, who never shunted away from a fight. And I think to see the two of them go out would be interesting. But Donald Trump is a phenomenon, Ed. We are just starting to kind of figure out. And anyone who says differently just doesn't understand what the polls are starting to reflect, which he's onto something.
Ari, I got about a minute and a half left here. So then from the other side, do you just let the Donald go? You have to state your case very carefully because let's face it, the other apprentices, as Adam put it, they want to make sure they don't get covered over here and basically overlooked.
I mean, far be it from me to advise Republican candidates. I'll be grabbing a big tub of popcorn on August 6th for that debate. I mean, look, if I'm a Republican candidate, you want somebody to take him down. I don't know if you want to be the one to sit there and get called stupid on stage by the Donald, who clearly has no compunction about going harder than any of these guys at his opponents. So
but don't you think he'll do that, though, Ari? He'll do that just to see if he can get somebody's dander up here and get them to make a mistake.
I mean, I hope he does that because it'll make better TV. And if there's one thing that Donald's good at, right, I think he'd be a terrible president, but he makes a great reality TV host, and that's what August 6th is going to be.
Adam, I got about 20 seconds left. Would you guess that this Republican debate just might be the most watched presidential debate in history, especially when you consider the Donald and the apprentices?
There's no question that the number is going to be off the chart for an early presidential debate. The only number that would be bigger would be to see a prize fight between Vladimir Putin and Donald Trump with a winner take all. That's the only thing that would top it.
All right. Well, we'll all be watching. I know that. And Ari, we'll make sure we send you some popcorn as well. Ari Rabin-Havt and Adam Goodman, gentlemen, thanks so much for joining us. We'll talk again. All right. Now, who is your choice? We keep asking. It's your turn to let us know. The 2016 nominee, tell us. Go to newsmaxpolls.com, send in the vote. We'll continue to talk about it. And boy, we cannot wait for the debate. That's going to be great television. So is it right here on The Hard Line.